I was hospitalized for exhaustion. Not a single person from my family showed up. Not one call. Not one visit. The only thing I got was a text from my brother. Hey, can you still cover my car payment? That was the moment I stopped pretending I had a family. My name is Aaron. I'm 29, a speech therapist, and for years my life wasn't mine. It belonged to them, my parents and my brother. I paid their bills. I saved them from eviction. I even canceled my own vacations because there was always another emergency. And all this time, I believed it was love. I believed family came first. But lying in that hospital bed, shaking from exhaustion, I realized the truth. I wasn't their son. I wasn't their brother. I was their wallet. At first, I decided to walk away quietly. I said no to their requests. I ignored their guilt trips. I thought silence was enough. But then my dad called panicking. It's your mother. She's sick. You need to help. I asked what hospital she was in. There was a long pause. Well, she's at home right now, but we need you to send money. Click. I hung up, and that's when something darker clicked inside me. They didn't care when I was sick. They didn't care when I was weak. So why should I care when they were desperate? That's when the revenge began. I stopped answering their calls. But I didn't disappear. I waited. I knew their pattern. Bills, debts, fake emergencies. They were always just one step away from financial disaster. And I was always the safety net. Not anymore. First, I cut off their access to me. New phone number. New email. Bank accounts locked tight. They couldn't reach me. Couldn't beg. Couldn't manipulate. Next, I let the world do the work. When Josh defaulted on his car payments, the car was repossessed. He called me 50 times in a single night. Didn't matter. I never picked up. When Dad's credit card debt spiraled, collectors started showing up at their door. For years, I had bailed him out quietly. Now, silence. And when Mom tried to fake another medical emergency, I let her sit with the reality that hospitals don't accept sob stories. They want payment. The best part? I thrived. While their world crumbled, mine bloomed. I used the money I once gave them to finally live. I traveled. I invested in myself. I built a life that was mine, not theirs. And every time I saw another voicemail from them, another message begging for help, another guilt-filled email, I smiled, because this time it wasn't my problem. The final blow came months later. Josh showed up at my apartment. His face was gaunt, his eyes bloodshot. He lost the car, his job, and was crashing on friends' couches. "Aaron, please," he whispered. "We're family. You can't just leave us like this." I looked him dead in the eyes and said, "Family doesn't leave you alone in a hospital bed. Remember?" And then I closed the door in his face. That was my revenge. Not screaming, not fighting, just letting them drown in the mess they created. Without me there to save them. And you know what? It was the sweetest silence I've ever heard. Sparkle's the end revenge version. Backhand index pointing right ye version of revenge base high. Protagonist unkey greed or betrayal ka battle lead a high unko cud ku actions ka punishment bugan dakar. Cheo to main isco or be dark revenge twist a sakta hoon. Jays will unkey financial downfall me actively trap set karta high. Naka surf with draw care. Kia apko ending dark or extreme revenge will eat chahi. Ye cold, silent revenge will ending perfect high? You said, long licko boat. Chat GPT said, some mage guy a thumbs up. AAP chat ho kuyi revenge will eat story or Zayat along or detailed leaky J. Takriban 15-minute narration band sake. MATLAB, scene building, hospital ka atmosphere. Protagonist ku emotions. Family could call / messages ka detail. Flashbacks, past betrayals, or sacrifices. Revenge ka step-by-step build-up. Family key downfall ko lambi detail. Kusat daikana. Climax main cold, powerful confrontation. High voltage yehi sab milakar main isco long revenge story bonadunga. AAP confirmed Caro. Backhand index point right kia apko ye YouTube storytelling style chai. Dialogues plus suspense plus emotions, narrator tone me. In novel style, detailed descriptions, though the cinematic feel. Is azab esi main apko ek bohat long, or engaging revenge-based version leak car dunga? AAP Kia prefer cardi ho? You said, yes. YouTube. Chat GPT said, perfect fire. AAP chat ho YouTube storytelling style. MATLAB narration J's Gshieni apnadard, or revenge cud feel carcass and naya ho. Main isco dialogues, suspense flashbacks, emotions, or revenge ka slow build up ka saflakunga. Yi version apko 15-minute narration. Kalia easily coffee lama malega. Movie camera long revenge-based YouTube story. The day I collapsed, I wasn't surprised. My body had been screaming at me for months. Headaches, dizziness, chest pains. But I kept pushing. Why? Because every time I thought of resting, there was another call from my family, another bill, another emergency. So when the doctors told me I had been admitted for exhaustion, I almost laughed. Exhaustion wasn't the diagnosis. It was a lifestyle my own family forced me into. And as I lay in that hospital bed, for my arm, monitors beeping, I stared at my phone. No calls, no visits. No one from my family cared enough to even check, except one text. From my brother, Josh. Hey man, can you still cover my car payment? That was it. Not are you okay? Not we're worried. Just money. And right then, something inside me snapped. My name is Aaron, and I've spent my entire life being nothing more than a wallet for the people I thought were family. It started small, help with groceries, covering rent when dad's hours got cut, paying for mom's medications. But then it became endless. Vacations canceled so I could pay their debts. Credit cards maxed out because they needed help. Every paycheck gone before I could even breathe. And for years, I told myself it was okay. That's what family does, right? You sacrifice, you love, you give. But in that hospital bed, I realized the ugly truth. They didn't see me as family. They saw me as an ATM. When I got discharged, I thought I would just walk away, keep it quiet, start over. But family like mine doesn't let go. 2 days later, Dad called. His voice was panicked. It's your mom. She's sick. We need money for the hospital. For a moment, my heart sank. Then I asked, which hospital? There was silence. Then he muttered, well, she's at home, but we need money for when she goes in. That was it. That was the last straw. Click. I hung up, and right then, I promised myself something. If they treated me like nothing more than a lifeline, then I would show them what life felt like without me, not just walking away. No, this was going to be revenge. I didn't start big. Revenge is sweeter when it's slow. Step 1, vanish. I changed my phone number, my email, my locks, my bank information. Every doorway they used to reach me, I sealed shut. Step 2, wait, because I knew their pattern. They lived on the edge of collapse. Bills overdue, cars unpaid, debts piling. And for years, I'd been their safety net. Now, I was gone, and it didn't take long. Josh was first. I got a string of voicemails. His voice cracking, panicked. Aaron, they're taking the car. Please, just this once, cover me. I'll pay you back, I swear. He didn't know the car company had already filed repossession. I knew, because I used to fix it for him. This time, I let it happen. Days later, his car was gone. Then came Dad. Collectors started circling. Letters in the mail, knocks on the door. For years, I had quietly paid them off. Now I let them burn. I heard through neighbors he was shouting at strangers on the porch, begging for extensions. But collectors don't care about sob stories. They care about payment. And without me, there was none. Mom tried to play her part too. She called, pretend to cough, her voice weak. Aaron, it's bad this time. Please, baby. If you don't help, I don't know what will happen to me. I almost laughed, because I remember the hospital bed, the silence, the text about a car payment. So I let her cry. I let her voice shake. And then I hung up. Weeks passed. My family spiraled. But me, I thrived. I took the money I once poured into them and invested it in myself. Therapy, vacations, a new apartment, I started living, not surviving. And every voicemail, every desperate email, every pitiful knock on my door, it reminded me of something important. This was my revenge. Not yelling, not screaming, just silence. But then came the final blow. It was late evening when someone pounded on my door. I opened it, and there was Josh. His hair was messy, his eyes bloodshot. He looked like a shell of the arrogant brother who once called me weak for working too hard. "Aaron," he begged, "please. I'm crashing on couches. I lost my job. They're going after Mom and Dad's house. You can't just leave us like this. We're family." For a second, I almost felt something. Guilt, maybe. Pity. But then I remembered lying in that hospital bed. Alone. Forgotten. And I looked him dead in the eye. Family doesn't abandon you when you're sick. Remember? His mouth opened, but no words came. And slowly, I closed the door in his face. That night, I slept better than I had in years. Because revenge isn't always about fire or fury. Sometimes the sweetest revenge is silence and letting them drown in the same emptiness they left me in.